Now you better hope that this is the last one in the franchise, because with the title Bad Boys for Life, you can't use that for the fourth one now and change the 4 to the number 4. You know, that whole thing. You done fucked up. What's happening, film friends? Dave the Film Junkie here, bringing you a film review of Bad Boys for Life. Bad Boys for Life, of course, stars Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, and it brings back Mike Lowrey and Marcus Burnett back into, 17 years later. It's so crazy how the gaps between, I still remember seeing, back in 2003, I remember me and my buddy went to Denny's afterwards to just discuss the craziness of that movie. And then we made a short little piece with paintball guns that had to do with bullet time paintballs. It was fun. I remember watching the first one a long time ago when I was young with my cousin, and loved it. I was big. When it came to the 90s, it was all about Will Smith. He was like my favorite actor. But anyways, yeah, Marcus and Mike are back this time. They're a little older, a little wiser, still doing the same old shit. That's the thing. When I saw this trailer, or the couple trailers, I kind of went, okay, same old thing. Marcus is always doing, stop it, Mike, and wants to retire, and Mike doesn't want to do it. He keeps on wanting to push. Basically, what's happening in this story is there's a hitman or assassin that is knocking out people that are connected to, of course, Mike and Marcus, specifically Mike, that's happening, and basically Mike's being hunted down as well. So of course, naturally, when shit really goes down, they got to find out who this is, and they got to take him out. And that's pretty much what's happening with Bad Boys for Life. So what did I think of the movie? I enjoyed the shit out of this. And like I said, I wasn't hyped with the trailers. I wasn't. I was like, okay, it's in January. Oh boy, are they just not? Is there no hope for this movie? But I was pleasantly surprised. First off, I kept seeing positive reviews, so I went, okay. When I went into it, I'm like, cool, I'm glad that this is happening. And, the biggest thing, too, was you have Bad Boys, no Michael Bay. And that's probably why it was good. Yes, you'll miss the Bayhem action, which, of course, I did, because, let's face it, Bad Boys 2, fucking nuts. But one thing that Michael Bay is not really, when it comes to style over substance, whoa, style. Doesn't really get into the character development, doesn't go deep into that. When it comes to story, explosion. That's pretty much his bag. So when it came to this, guess what? We got the most character development out of these two characters out of all 3 movies. They dig deep with these characters, which I actually was digging. Especially since they're now in their 50s, they're now 50 years old, and they show it. They express that. Even though Mike doesn't want to slow down, he does have to slow down, and he realizes that. And then other things that happen within the story, too, is pretty great. And then, of course, okay, for instance, Bad Boys 1 and 2. Do you remember the villains? Probably not. Maybe you see their faces, but you're just like, they weren't memorable. They didn't really hit. Not really good villains at all. This movie has a good villain. It's significant to the story. It's significant to the main characters. And then there's the introduction of this whole team that's younger, which that actually worked. At first I was going, is this going to really work? But then I'm in love with Vanessa Hudgens. It all just kind of worked. But yes, you do miss the Bayhem action because, sometimes the action was fine. There was some pretty good action sequences, but there were some times where it was like, you're using CGI right there, and I'll let it slide. Because when it comes to the 2 leads, Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, they're just good together. Chemistry, charismatic. They're just they haven't missed a step. Martin Lawrence came out of retirement to do this. They actually show some pretty good chops. There's some serious scenes in this movie. It's not just all ha-has. There's some serious scenes that they really show. They show their chops, and it really works. And I don't know what else to say about it. Like I said, you're gonna miss the Bayhem action, but you can actually sacrifice that with a little bit better story. And there's some plot twists in this fucking story that you don't see coming that are actually pretty shocking. And yes, they do set it up for a Bad Boys 4, and they just announced it today. That's why I made that joke. So I don't get why they use a Bad Boy for Life. But anyways, so I'm going to put Bad Boys for Life on the favorite wall of 2020. Yes, I am. This is starting off really well. First 2 movies I've seen in 2020. They're up on the wall already. How about that? This is great. Yeah, like I said, if you enjoyed the franchise, you're going to enjoy this one. If you're all about Michael Bay, maybe you're not going to enjoy it as much, but I'm telling you, it's actually, Usually, sometimes the third one can be really bad, but you know what? I just really enjoyed the movie because of the characters, what they did with them, and the story and everything. So there you go, guys. That is my review for Bad Boys for Life. Let me know if you saw it down below in the balls area and what you thought about it. Hit that like, thumbs up button if you'd be so kind. Subscribe to my channel at filmjunkie.com for all my content. Follow me in the Sockmeds over there, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Patreon down below if you want to help out. And, of course, shirts as well. All right? Talk to you later.